Well, you can see that the oats are starting to come up. Everything's been irrigated on this quarter, so some of it would have come up without irrigation, but a lot of it wasn't going to come up unless we irrigated. So, and if you scan around, you see there's weeds standing. All we did was knock the corn stalks down and made one pass with the Vibra-Shank, and so we didn't get all the weeds scratched out. On the 1/4 circle we worked it twice, and a third of it was dry and just turned to powder, and the third of it was stuff that had been flooded and the weeds were too strong there, so we worked it twice, and it was pretty scary stuff. But like I said, the field's starting to green up, and like I said, don't want all those tansy mustard and buckwheat and everything there, but we'll spray it. But in this sand, you just don't want to have it all blow away. So that's what it is. Corn's coming up good too, so I'll show you that in a bit. Well, those of you guys that know my horses know that this is Victoria. Oh, and she's Tuff's mom. Hey Tuff, you little jackass. I shouldn't say that, sorry. Anyhow, and there's Crow. Crow, Tuff, and Lorraine are all half siblings, but you know, Victoria, you're kind of an attention hog. Anyhow, there's Lorraine. She looks all wild with her knotted up mane and forelock. Crow's acting like the big stud muffin, so he's gonna get to lose his testicles here soon. But I had to round up Victoria so that she can go meet her new boyfriend. So that's on today's docket. And then none of these 3 horses are halter broke. So like I said, I get mad when the kids want to lock stuff in the round pen, but it was me this time. So I will halter break these 3 horses, castrate the 2 studs, and then they'll get turned out on a pivot corner for the summer. So the 2 studs are yearlings, and Lorraine's a 2-year-old, and when you're big like me, I don't start them at 2, I start them at 3. But like I said, if in the summertime she's thickened up even more, I might get her in and get her sacked out to the saddle and everything, but not gonna worry about it right this minute anyhow. So better go load up this mare, haul her to the stallion. I don't know what everyone's gonna see, but you can, I don't know, I can see there's alfalfa and grass coming up. Try not to move too fast. I don't know what angles. Well, that's got shadow, I guess that's not gonna work. Anyhow, I'll get my butt stood up here. So where this is the headlands of the alfalfa field. But in our somewhat springtime, I had to drive the tractor out here to haul bales in because there was 5 feet of snow over that fence and all the way across. So anyhow, here's the hay field. It's all over knee high now. We'll just walk out in here. Get my little shadow out of the way. Anyhow, it's over your knees, and the other end's better, but yeah, here's a spot there. So those flowers, that's tansy mustard, and tansy mustard you get in your hay field when you are establishing it, when it's thin, and that's a pretty telltale sign it's time for it to come out. So, but like I said, I broke the one side because it was worse, but this other side that's still hay still needs to get broke. So you guys can't mock me about my crooked rows. Show you when you're trying to figure out your GPS, you get some double row happening there. because I seeded right on back on top of myself, trying to get things figured out. So I got some alfalfa still growing, which we knew was going to happen. So that would be one of the absolute biggest plants. And then you can see one that's just come up. So that tells you that you don't have a great drill and there wasn't perfect seeding conditions. But I'm not worried about it. But anyone that watches YouTube on crop studies knows that the more plants you have come up the first day, the better off you are. So there's lots of weeds coming. Gotta keep getting my shadow out of the way. But as you can see, there's weeds, 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 some grass, some alfalfa. So Tristan and Dad worked on the sprayer today so that they can get that ready. I was hauling horse to a stallion. I was gonna take a video when I dropped the mare off, but the stud was over the hill with his other mares, and I let the mare go and she ran back towards the gate. So my cousin, he went running to go stop her from running out of the gate, and then the stud was coming. Well, I'll tell you, they've got some grizzly bear issues up there, and I wasn't gonna see if that stud was really kind. I booted it to the truck too. So here is the corn on the other field, the quarter circle, and you can see I got lots of weeds coming there, which is just fine. But on this field, this was that pea land that had been worked last year trying to get the barley cover crop to grow, which did help. But oh, there's 2 pea plants growing. Anyhow, so this got worked last fall, but this was really, really weedy when I worked it. And I worked it, we had like a ½ inch of rain, and that's the only really moisture we've had this year, besides, you know, since our snows. And I worked it while it was raining, and then I planted it. But because it was black, it came up way better, and it was actually, you know, it was only seeded hours different from the other field, but like I said, you could see the difference. It was coming really well, but on that black soil. But this has been irrigated. Like I said, the other one's been irrigated lots, but this has had probably 1.5 inches of water put on it. So over here is the piece that I planted to that grass hay mix. And I should correct myself. I said that you can't find good grass hay because it's weedy and everything. I should have corrected myself. You can't find it that you can afford, because grass hay here sells for $300 a ton. And if it's good Timothy, last year it was selling for $500 a ton. So as you can see, nothing's growing here yet. But that was because it went on dry soil, and then we had to irrigate it. But after I irrigated, we'd had 3 days of horrific winds, and the whole country was blowing, and that's why it looks a little silty in that cornfield. It didn't blow, but it was starting to get bad. So after the pivot went through, I actually had some oats still left in the drill, and I just cut the rate back, and I just drilled right into it. And I know I buried a bunch of the grass seed that's way too deep now, but anyhow, I thought there's enough weeds to hold it here, but I got nervous and I thought, it doesn't matter. If I don't get it established, it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. It was only $800 worth of seed to seed this little 9-acre place, and if that's the worst I lose, oh well. I've lost lots of more money. A lot easier than that. So anyhow, you can, try not to move you too fast. You can see the corn's up, and you can see over there the corn's up. You can see the funky GPS. That tractor, on the Case tractor, you got to set it pretty close, and if the land's soft or rough, it'll kick it off. But most of this is just getting it set up, but there is a spot where the rows start to cross themselves because of the WAS signal. But here you can see there's a funky startup, and that's just the tractor getting going. And then if you can just see right there, once it straightens out, that guest row is too narrow, which doesn't matter if you have a rotary, you know, Kemper header on the chopper. But if I chop it myself, it can be an issue. But anyhow, it can't be perfect every time. But you can see that there's corn, so that was what we wanted. So anyhow, I better get back in the tractor. Tristan's gonna be wondering what the hell happened to me. Well, it's trying to drizzle. Well, flip you through the front. You can see I got little spots on the window. You wouldn't believe how happy I am. Anyhow, that's what I got left for the silage. That's all there's left. It'll get fed today. We'll take out 5-gallon pail full for the 4-H calf, and then the rest will get fed. But I'm just, if you can believe it, I'm putting straw out. Not because they absolutely have to have it, because we had these bales on the silage pile that are all half rotten. And like, especially like in the front here, it's big square, and they're as wet as they are, they're just gonna rot. So I thought, heck, I'm gonna just let the cows chew on them. And because it's drizzling there, they went to the straw bed anyway. So like I said, it's not to keep them all warm and dry, it's for them to chew and rub on. And like I said, they're gonna rot anyways. They might as well get in the manure pile. And after the cows are gone, if I ever get caught up before haying or after haying, then I'll rent a payloader and scrape everything up, and then they can all compost down, and next year I'll have some nice manure. So anyhow, I didn't finish. This is the next day from what you probably just saw, and I never finished the other stuff. I went to make a video of Sniper chasing a cow, and he did really good, and then I didn't have any memory, so I went and looked on my phone and went, I never finished that video. I kind of made a couple of clips, and then I was gonna go look at some canola or something like that and finish the video, but I didn't. Here's a kicker. So there's all that grass everywhere the snow sat, and in the borrow pits, but there's no grass anywhere else. So anyhow, I'm sick, so if I sound stupider than normal, then that's what it is. So got my trusty gate watcher. He's pretty good, never complains at all. He spends at least 2 hours a day just standing by a gate, or sitting on a chair at a gate, or sitting on the tailgate of the truck, and he never once complains. And there's some days he spends 10 hours doing that, and he doesn't complain. He'll listen to his music and relax. As you can see, the manure didn't go away here. Well, this video's been long enough, I'm sure. So, got 4-H this weekend. I should be hauling cows all over the country right now, and tomorrow is day to take to 3 different pastures, and I won't haul any because it'll be 4-H. So, but luckily I still got some feed, so we'll survive. Darn bull wants to walk slow in front of us. So, anyhow, be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe, and have yourselves a great day. I know I will, especially if this drizzle can turn into rain. Let it rain. Let's get some grass to grow. I hope the guys in that storm, Alberto or something like that, I hope they're not getting it too bad. Take care.